10 years back, it had aroused great hopes and prospects of emerging as a global superpower. In fact, no government of a different party which takes over power gives compliments to the previous government. Every new government which takes over says the previous government has left this country in a bad state and we are going to do good. But when the previous government NDA's term ended and Mr. Chidambaram became the finance minister in the year 2004 after the elections, in his budget speech of July 2004, if I remember right, the date is 4th July, he said the economic fundamentals of India are very strong and the balance of payments robust. You know, these are very important things. Why the balance of payments, which is the net result of a country's external transactions, whether it is trade, financial, services, whether a country in its international relationships is having a surplus or deficit. This is external, or what they call as the current account surplus or deficit. He said that the balance of payments is robust means that the balance of payment account, the external account of India, is in favor of India. Why it is important? People connected with business, finance, bank, and the general economy will know that when you are trading or dealing with the world, if you have got to get income from the world net over what you have to pay, that means your country has earned from the world. In 2 years, the last 2 years of the NDA rule, India had a net surplus of $22 billion on the external account. One will not be able to understand the significance of it unless one knew that in its entire history from 1950 to 2004, in 54 years, only in 4 years India had surplus in the external account. 1976, 77, 77, 78. For 27 years from 1950 to 1977, India had only deficits. Deficit in external sector account means erosion in the rupee value. Rupee depreciates. And you borrow money outside for survival. This was the position of India from 1950 to 1976. 76, 77, 77, 78, we had a small surplus. After 77, till 2002, for the 25-year period, we had only deficits. So in 2003, 2004, 2002, 2003, 2003, 2004, we posted a very large external account surplus. You know, this is a very important development because India was always written off as a non-performing economy for a long time. In fact, we were made to feel that we are not capable of performing as an economy. We are not efficient people. Our country understood God, it understood culture, it understood civilization, it understood architecture, it understood literature, it knew everything. But it did not know economics. This was the idea that has been dinned into us by universities, colleges, think tanks, public discourse, media. And we all believed it, particularly the English-educated Indians' appreciation of India came from what the Westerners told about us, Western historians, sociologists, economists, political thinkers, intellectuals. So we believed that we are not capable of performing at all. And so we have to receive thoughts from outside. In fact, one of our thinkers, Professor Raj Krishna, in the year 1978, he was an economist, advisor to Government of India, a socialist thinker. He was asked a question, Dr. Rajkrishna, that we are following the same socialist policies which Russia is following, East European countries are following. How is it they are progressing faster and we are slow? And he gave an unbelievable answer. What do we do? We are Hindus, and so we can have only Hindu rate of growth, even if we follow socialist policies. You know, this may be an off-the-cuff remark, unthought remark, or a remark to escape further investigation into what he was not about, what he was incapable of saying or articulating. But Robert McNamara, the World Bank president, took these two observations, India and Hindu rate of growth, and addressed at least half a dozen conferences all over the world from 1978 onwards, saying here is a country which is a very large country, 1/6 of humanity, which cannot stand on its own leg. It will always be begging for survival, and please give donations for us to see that India lives above poverty and hunger. This was the brand image of India in 1978, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. But something fantastic happens in the year 1983. One Belgian economist by name Paul Bairoch, he analyzed the entire economic history of the world from 1750 to 1900 for 150 years and came out with a shocking finding that if you tabulate the economic growth achievements of all countries in the world, China was number 1 with 33% of world's GDP and India was number 2 with 24.5%. These two countries almost had 60% of world's GDP, and England and America put together had a share of only 2% of world's GDP in 1750. And he said the whole picture changes upside down. In the year 1900,